come back to Helper Dad. Let's explore how to build your own indicator in TradingView. We'll start with a brief overview of Pine's script and TradingView indicators, highlighting the benefits of creating custom indicators tailored to your specific trading needs. Remember, having a solid trading strategy in place is crucial before you start coding. EXT will set up your environment by accessing the Pine editor within TradingView, explaining its purpose as your coding workspace. We'll then create a new script, giving it a descriptive name and outlining the basic script structure. Crucially, we'll understand script properties, like the version specification using // at version equals 5, and the indicator function, focusing on the title, short title, and overlay parameters. Now, let's dive into basic Pine script syntax, starting with variables, how to declare them and assign values, along with understanding different data types like float, int, bool, and string. We'll cover essential mathematical operators, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulo. Then, we'll introduce comparison operators such as equality, inequality, greater than, and less than. Finally, we'll implement decision-making logic using conditional statements like if, else if, and else, and touch on loops, for /while, for data iteration, being mindful of their limitations in Pine script. Moving on, we'll explore how to access chart data, focusing on built-in variables such as open, high, low, close, and volume, explaining their usage, and how to access the timestamp of the current bar using time. We'll then delve into requesting historical data using request.security, explaining how to fetch data from other symbols or time frames, and describing its parameters, always remembering the caution against excessive use of request.security. ETs calculate indicator values, starting with the simple moving average, SMA. We'll code a basic SMA calculation, explaining the formula and its application. Then, we'll code an exponential moving average, EMA, calculation using the recursive formula, explaining the smoothing factor. We'll also calculate the relative strength index, RSI, based on average gains and losses, highlighting the importance of the length parameter. Finally, we'll briefly mention other common indicators like MACD and Bollinger Bands, pointing out where to find their formulas. Now we'll focus on plotting and styling our indicators, starting with the plot function to plot calculated values on the chart and customize their color, style, and line width. We'll look at the plot shape function to add shapes to the chart based on conditions, choosing from shape types like circles, arrows, and flags. Then, we'll cover the plotjar function for plotting character-based visuals, customizing the character and location, and finally, the fill function for filling the area between two plots and highlighting specific regions. ETs move on to user input options with the input function. We'll learn how to define input parameters using the input function to create customizable parameters with types like integer, float, bool, string, symbol, and timeframe. We'll then organize inputs using the group parameter for better readability, and dynamically show or hide inputs based on the value of other inputs using conditional inputs. IME to consider alerts. We will cover creating alerts in Pine script using the alert condition function by setting conditions for alert triggers and customizing alert messages. Then, we will show how to use the alert function for triggering ad hoc alerts directly from within the script. ETs consider backtesting. We'll see how to convert our indicator to a strategy by changing indicator to strategy and setting up initial capital and commission. We'll then use strategy.entry and strategy.exit to define entry and exit conditions based on indicator values, and set stop loss and take profit levels. Finally, we'll analyze backtesting results by interpreting performance metrics like profit factor, drawdown, and win rate, understanding the limitations of backtesting. Now for the finishing touches. We will explore script access rights, choosing between public, protected, and private scripts. Then, we will add a description and documentation by writing a clear and concise description of the indicator and providing instructions for usage. Finally, we will learn how to follow TradingView's house rules and ensuring compliance with the platform's guidelines. In conclusion, we've recapped the key steps involved in building a TradingView indicator. Remember to explore the Pine script documentation further. Try creating a simple indicator as a practice exercise, and share your creations and contribute to the TradingView community. Thanks for watching. See you next time on Helper Dad.